Evan, there is a saying that experience is a good teacher. Having your experience of difficulty concentrating and focusing and being drowsy while you're driving, what are some of the things that you learned that you feel are important for other people to know?
Well, if you have any inclination at all that you're not getting a good night's sleep, signs like being excessively drowsy during the day, needing to take naps all the time, one of the first things you should do is get a sleep study, or at least talk to your doctor about it, because once I solved that problem, then I didn't have the other drowsiness problems at all. And so that would be the thing I would recommend. If you feel like you're more sleepy during the day than other people are, and then you really feel like you need to take a nap a lot, and then I think you should talk to your doctor about going to a sleep center and really finding out. It could change your life.
Absolutely. And Lisa, we can expect sometimes to feel tired when we're driving long distances, but a 15-20-minute drive to work, people shouldn't be nodding off or feeling like they're tired and making that drive.
That is absolutely correct. And people need to feel empowered. And I think that's really the key here, is that we many times think that, oh, we've got to take a lot of caffeine to get through the day. So what if I take 2 to 3 naps during the day? Those are not normal things that should occur for somebody, and that when we go seek advice to our healthcare provider, that we need to start a dialogue about our sleep health. It's not a normal dialogue that somebody has with a healthcare practitioner. Many folks think, oh, I should just suck it up and just go through the day, and this is not a problem. And as Evan has clearly showed, it is a problem, and he thought he was depressed and had other problems, and it does mimic depression. But that's when you really need to, if anyone gets anything out of this show, it's be empowered to start having a thoughtful discussion about your sleep habits with your healthcare provider.
Absolutely. And Evan, we have to go to break, but no more drowsy driving for you. You're feeling good?
That's right.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to share your personal experience with us, and thank you for being our guest today.
Well, you're very welcome. I was pleased to be here.
Very good. We'll be back with more on drowsy driving and how to prevent it after these messages. Welcome back to Tar Heel Talk. I'm Sonia Williams. According to the National Sleep Foundation, 60% of Americans have driven while feeling sleepy, and 37% admit to actually having fallen asleep at the wheel in the past year. Today we've been talking with a sleep expert about drowsy driving and how to prevent it. With us again is Lisa Firestein with Active Healthcare. Thank you so much for being with us. And before the break, we were talking with one of your clients who has sleep apnea, and that certainly puts you at risk of drowsy driving. Tell us a little bit more about some of the risk factors for drowsy driving.
Those folks at risk for drowsy driving are our youngest drivers, our commercial drivers, our business folks, and that do a lot of traveling for business, and then our untreated sleep apnea patients.
And we are in the midst of the holiday season where people will be hitting the roadways to visit family and friends. What advice do you have for people who do have to travel, in a lot of cases, long distances during the holiday season? My
advice would be to really think about getting a good night's sleep before you hit the road. Good night's sleep for an American adult is 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Do not consider getting up early to beat the crowds on the roads and start.
Didn't want to interrupt your thought there, but you mentioned for adults, teenagers need even more sleep.
Teenagers really need more sleep. They need really closer to 9 to 10. Hence why our youngest drivers are at our biggest risk of drowsy driving, because they generally don't get that many hours of sleep.
So getting the ample rest before you hit the road is
Ample
certainly...
rest is important, making sure that you take lots of breaks every 2 hours or every 100 miles. If you have a travel companion, have them drive and switch off or do a lot of talking, and absolutely avoid sedating medications, which can be found in a lot of our medicines, and alcohol before you go on a long drive.
We have about a minute left in the program. We certainly want to tell people how they can find out more information. You hold a number of drowsy driving prevention clinics and fairs throughout the year, as well as sleep apnea support groups. How can people reach you and find out more about these two?
The easiest way is to call us. Our number is 919-870-8600, or we do have an 800 number, and that is 800-251-2511. Call and we can tell you about our sleep apnea support groups and our sleep apnea screening fairs, and as well as our website at activehealthcare.com.
So a lot of ways to find out more information. I think it's important, though, for people to realize that drowsy driving is an important issue and that there is help available should you need it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, Lisa, we thank you so much for taking the time to explain this very important issue to us. And we want to remind people that if they have any questions or need information, they can log on to your website, activehealthcare.com, or call 919-870-8600. Lisa Firestein with Active Healthcare, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thanks so much, Sonia.
That's it for this week's Tar Heel Talk. To comment on this or other episodes of the show, send us an email at tarheeltalk@fox50.com. I'm Sonia Williams. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.